Welcome back, WWAB Network. Welcome back, all podcasters, and welcome back, IWC, and all social media platforms. It's your old buddy, the GOC, and the GOC stands for the Guardian of Chaos, whether it be the Guardian of Chaos Big Daddy, the Guardian of Chaos Kirkland Esquire, GOC Esquire, GOC Kirkland. You say whatever you want. I just know that you're here live to tape, 20 feet below the surface of the earth, down here in the bunker. I have a lot of trending news to put out there. Fans, don't forget to follow me on all social media platforms. That's Facebook, Twitch, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter. You're not going to want to miss what the GOC is putting down. But I'm not here to talk about that. So sit back and relax and enjoy the atmosphere. We do have a few live fans here in the crowd. It's unbelievable what's happening down here with your old buddy, the GOC. It's me. What we're covering here tonight, show number 3, and this is Avi Klein's The Green Room preview show of round 1, night number 2, this Saturday night live at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, streaming all over the damn place. I'm just going to say that to say this. Let me lower the distraction here. I want everyone, once I bounce over here on all my social media platforms, to follow me over to Facebook and to YouTube, and of course, Avi Klein's page over on Facebook and the WWAB network. That's what we're going to cover here. What's coming up this Saturday night live. And unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on how you look at it, I'm the only person that's in his second match in the best out of 3. And you know I'm down 1-0. So I'm going to say that to say this because I tell it like it is. We're getting ready to bounce over. So everybody over there on Twitter and Instagram and YouTube, all social media platforms, Twitch, don't you dare miss it. The Green Room. All right, fans, welcome back. Settle in, settle back. Let's not get crazy here. I have to relax a little bit, and I want you guys to sit back and relax and show you that it's not always chaos. I'm not always like I had 5 cups of coffee and bouncing all over the place. Okay, so I'm going to have an energy drink, but it's sugar-free. It's sugar-free. I'm not looking for any sponsors here. I'm not. No offense, Pete from Sharpie and people in the past like James from Right Guard. Hey, no offense. Although, Pete, there's something going on. We're going to get onto that as we cover here the 64-person single elimination bracket style tournament known as the Green Room. This is going to be to determine who's the host. If you missed May 8th show, night 1, round 1, it was an unbelievable affair. Entertainment personified, as we always say, and to have Andrew Casase on there and Michael Winslow, and to have Paul Roma eliminated, and the matches that came out of 2 out of 3. I mean, that's a quick flashback, but we're not looking in the rearview mirror here. We're looking in the windshield, and it's full speed ahead. So I hope everybody's paying attention, and you know what? I know that you are, because if you're not, you're missing the boat on what potentially you could be watching every Saturday night live. I'm going to give credit to David Holliday and Howard Collado, and even Mickey Doyle. Even though he got injured, he was disqualified. He wasn't good. He didn't have enough stamina to last anyway, Mickey Doyle. Talk about looking in the rearview mirror. But that's another story for another time. Let's get on to the task at hand. David Holliday, Howard Collado. It was the Green Room screw job. And I'm going to say this in every show and on every promo. You don't have to talk about Shawn Michaels and Bret Hart and the WWE and Vincent Kennedy McMahon. You don't have to talk about that because this is wrestling with anything but. But it was similar to that. The Montreal screw job, the Green Room screw job. That's the way I see it. That's my own personal opinion, speculation, rumor, innuendo. You decide for yourself. I do the eye test. And then there was last week in my matchup with Doyle Henchman, Pinocchio Joe. I got screwed. So I know what it feels like, everyone out there that's in the WWAP baby podcasters and family and fans. That's right, you the fans. You the fans voted for me. You did. It was down. Let's go back and watch the replay. Like I said, the Warner Wolf said, let's go to the videotape. And that's just a fact. But I'm not here to talk about all that. I'll get onto that and why am I the only one this Saturday Night Live that's having a rematch with Pinocchio Joe. I'll give him credit. But he's still nameless, faceless, no charisma, no energy. I'm not saying he's not going to step up to the plate because that's what I make people do. I make them step up to my level because I'm not coming down to yours. Okay, a lot of people out there that are in this competition have been silent, quiet. Okay, I'll give it to the Murder Hornet. I'll give it to Rich Mazzotti. I'll give it to David Holliday and Collado and other people that have thrown things out there on social media. And of course, being rock blocked by Rock Richards once again in his photo of Dr. Evil and Mini Me about me and Mike Josie. $1 billion. Really, Rock Richards? Really? Be careful going up that tree, Rock Richards. I thought we were doing okay, even though you sold me out in the past. Now you want to rock block me? Really? Really, Rock? Because your opponent was killed or poisoned or whatever it is that happened to the judge. Don't come blaming to me because you advanced on to the second round and then you think there's some correlation between me and Mike Duke the Dumpster Drosy. The only correlation in there is that we're both smart, intelligent men who have been around the way more than once. Unlike you, who I still smell Similac. You're still wet behind the ears. Are you familiar with that experience, your generation? Yeah, so Duke and I met in 2019 at the New England Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame, class of 2019. He's a great man. Yeah, we broke bread. We had dinner together. So did a whole bunch of people. Mario Mancini, Paul Roma, the Four Horsemen, J.J. Dillon. They were all there. The Samoan Dynasty. Yeah, but what does that mean? That doesn't mean anything. We have mutual respect. There's nothing going on between myself and El Duque. The only thing going on there is that mutual respect. He's a Final Four favorite coming out of Las Vegas. The Palms, the Bellagio, the Sportsbook, whatever's going on out there. I've seen the odds. The Final Four, El Duque, Duke the Dumpster Drosy, taking out the trash, road to recovery. He's projected to be in the Final Four. Hey, Paul Roma was supposed to be in the Elite Eight, and look what happened to him. I'm just saying. So let's get on to the task at hand. I just want to address a couple of different things. Rock, with that photo, it's going to come back to haunt you. We're coming up on 8 minutes in here. This is my opening monologue. Deal with it before we get onto the green room here. Come on. We're having fun here. It's positivity, laid back, kick back. Watch this when you can, as long as you watch it before Saturday night's green room. That's all you have to do. We have a lot to cover right here. Those are the things that I want to, and you know what? There's another thing that's bothering me. We're speaking about, I want to give congratulations first off, and I think I already did, to Stephen Lee. And I guess to you, Rock, although it's not over. Just like with Pinocchio Joe, it's not over this Saturday night. It's not over, Rock Richards. You know who I'm a little kind of tired of? And he's praised me a little bit. But if I see another David Holliday promo about popcorn and soda pop, really, David? That's about as relevant as your 8x10 glossies or your promos or your portfolio. It's not a personal attack. Yeah, okay, you two have been screwed over before by Pete from Sharpie and Avi. Well, you guys screwed me over. You had a lot of negative things to say about me when you first met me, Holiday. Maybe my first impression wasn't the best. I'll give you that. I'm the nomadic madman. I'm misunderstood. I'm a guardian of chaos. What do you want? It says it in the name. Really? Are we going to go down that road? And then Howard, you didn't even give me a chance. I was lumped in with Crowbar and Rock Richards, and all due respect to them as people. But they're not in the caliber where I'm coming from. Crowbar's a legend in the ring. Yeah, he cuts great promos, but this is the Guardian of Chaos. This is what you would get on Saturday nights. Now, we're almost 10 minutes in here. I have to get off of the news and notes, and I'm going to give you the good, the bad, and the ugly. So sit back of what's coming up this Saturday night on the Green Room. You're not going to want to miss it. So there we are, opening monologue. I don't have to tell you. Pro wrestling, film, TV, theater, music, sports, the fastest, hottest growing movement in the entertainment industry. Are you following me on Facebook? Because I don't have an account. So I just caught you all in a lie because you're not following me on Facebook. I caught you in a lie because I'm not on Facebook. My mouthpiece and my person that I get in contact with, just like everybody out there got friends and share and subscribe and like and you all want to get clickbait and all that. I don't do that. I don't run my social media accounts. I have family or friends do it, or my good old buddy there, one tough SOB. And that's one Jay Brony. Yeah, okay, we look alike doppelganger, but not even close. I'm 3 to 6 inches taller than him. I outweigh Jay Brony. Well, no, he outweighs me by about 100 pounds. Jay Brony is really, no. Okay, so follow him. You're going to hear plenty from me. That's what you're doing right now. So let's get on to night 2, round 1. I know I said I was going to relax, and I am. I'm gonna relax, and I know a lot of people are watching out there. This is how I'm feeling. Here we go, and this is in no particular order, but what a big night this Saturday night is. Unbelievable. There is 10 big matchups. 10. It's going to be a long, hot night this Saturday. The weather's supposed to be beautiful. So fans, people in the chat room, fellow competitors, get out there and enjoy Saturday. It's supposed to be beautiful all over this country. Whatever time zone you're in. West Coast, Central, Mountain, Pacific, aloha, Don Morocco. I love you, Don. You know that, Don Morocco. I hope someday to be able to making waves. That's another story for another time. We're not here to talk about that. All different time zones. Let's get down to, in no particular order, 10 matchups. I'm going to start off here with Miranda versus Maria because I'm personally intrigued and have had some interaction live on the air with Miranda. What a fiasco that was. I was distracted. What do you want me to tell you? I was distracted. And I think that's done on purpose by Miranda. Okay, she's easy on the eyes, but so revealing. I'm old school. I'm not sure I like it. I get it. It's prime time. It's not for kids. I understand. You know, she's supposed to be a counselor. She was supposed to be serene. Well, I don't know about that. I've seen the videos. What, she's walking around with what weapons? Miranda, I believe, Miranda, that you have your hands full. I'm not underestimating you. Personally, did you ever hear the joke, two blondes walked into a building? Anyone? Bueller? Anyone? That's it. That's the joke. So Miranda, that's what I'm thinking right there about your chances against who I called, and I coined it first, Queen of the South to the Green Room, and that would be Maria. Listen, a smart businesswoman. She seems to be very classy. If you look at her backgrounds, nice vehicles, nice Ponderosa, if you will. She's got that air of confidence about going into a board meeting or any sort of physical confrontation, if it came to that. Very confident, perhaps charismatic, but a little hesitant. I've seen something. If I can give you a tip, Miranda, because you never did take me into the Serene Room. So if I can give you a tip right there, Miranda, she has a weakness. Maria does have a weakness if you've picked up on it. You two have been battling back and forth here. I see that Maria has updated her physical picture. What did Miranda get in your head a little bit, Maria, about her physical appearance? I don't know. You're both beautiful women, both obviously very talented, smart. Well, again, Miranda, I don't know. I get it. She just flew in from Canada last night, and boy, are her arms tired. I mean, that's so corny. You could butter it. I mean, that's how bad that is. So I don't. No disrespect. I don't want to get too crazy here, but I see Maria because of this right here. Miranda's smart, but she's easily distracted. As much as she tries to distract people physically, that's just my opinion. Who doesn't like it, I don't care. Change the channel. That's just my opinion. That's what I think about Miranda. I think she tries to use her attributes to distract people because she's smart. But then she gets distracted herself. That's her weakness. So I'm interested to see. This is a first one-time matchup right now. Now, who knows if it's going to be 2 out of 3 if Avi pulls the pitcher. We don't know if it's going to be one and done. We don't know if it's going to be single elimination on this one or if it's going to be a chance for 2 out of 3. So very interesting. 2 ladies that I've gotten to know very well about what's going on, and very cool under pressure, Maria. I'm going to leave it at that. I also want to get on to now, I'm going to say this because they're saying that it's the main event of the night, or at least he claims it. And you know who I'm talking about, right? I know that you do, Hats. Yeah. Incarcerated? I spent 25 years behind the walls. I don't believe you were incarcerated. I think it was made up. I'm just telling you what I've done my research and my homework. I'm just letting you know. So we're going to hold off on what they claim to be the main event. Last week it was Rock Richards, and we see what happened. It was as bad as AEW and the 2 gaffes they had with Jericho being thrown over and landing on, I don't know, an easy mattress instead of the floor. But that you're trying to be safe. Or the exploding death match they had in AEW that went poof. That's what you are, Rock Richards. And look, once again, every show you can guarantee the spittle because that's how crazy I get talking about the green room. I get distracted a lot, but I always circle around and tie it up like a little bow. You know that, right? That's what you get when you're a host. Do you see how it is? I'm just telling it like it is. I'm looking forward to seeing something that they're calling the Patriot versus the Pastor. 2 men I admire and respect a lot. I've talked about them in the past, and that would be from Unmasking the Truth, his own show, Del Wilkes, against Pastor Andy McDaniel, who also has his own platform. And that's why they're calling it the Patriot versus the Pastor. Do you get it? 2 extremely intelligent men, well-spoken, well-researched. They know what they're talking about. They bring a lot to the table when it comes to matters of thought and reflection and being able to be relatable to people. That's what Andy McDaniel and Del Wilkes are. Now, I haven't missed a Del Wilkes show on Unmasking the Truth with Avi and Del since its inception. And I have not missed Andy McDaniel, Pastor. And I hope you say a little prayer for me, Andy. Can I call you Andy instead of Pastor? You know that Jay Brony listens every single day and he shares it. So I end up seeing it because people forward it to me. I have an email. I'm not that bad. So, Pastor, I appreciate when you keep it simple and making it simple. It's a daily thing. So I'm asking this from you. And this is a shoot. Can you pray for Jay Brony? Can you pray for the Guardian of Chaos in the Green Room tournament? I know it's selfish. I understand. I'm asking. What a great match. That's on a side note. I don't know if this is going to make it on air. I'm going to try to edit that out. I'll edit that out and I'll give you that clip and I'll email. I'll inbox you on the side. I'll send it over to the side, Andy. We don't have Pastor, if you will. We don't have to put that out there on air, right? I mean, the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase. I know you guys go back like a recliner. You've learned from the best. What an inspirational man, a legend. The $1 Million Man. Every man has his price. It's a work. Kayfabe. Kayfabe is alive. Pastor? Anyway, it's going to be a great matchup. Very competitive. Have you seen Del Wilkes's? Because I have his promos. Del Wilkes is very opinionated, but it's a guy who, when he says it, he backs it up with facts and actions. Whether it was as a wrestler, a football player, or now as a host of his own show. One thing you could say about Del Wilkes, if he says it, if you go back and look at his debates with Jonard Soley, the legendary Gordon Soley's son, Gordon Soley, what a man. Del Wilkes backs it up with facts and numbers don't lie. And you also know that Pastor Andy McDaniel, and this is where I was first turned on to the pastor. Don't forget the prayer. Wrestling with faith. He's on every Sunday night, and perhaps one of the best segments out of all the 7 shows, 7 days a week, 15 shows on the platform on the WWAB, Wrestling with Faith. So this right here, it's almost like it's been determined of by the gods. And listen, I get it. I understand. This is biblical. So this is something that I can't wait, that I'm looking forward to I'm not giving predictions. I'm giving you the good, the bad, the ugly. I'm not going to give you any predictions. Well, I might throw in one or two here and there. I don't want to make this too long, but that right there is going to be unbelievable. And again, if you're missing Unmasking the Truth every Sunday night at 8 p.m. on the WWAB network with Avi and Del Wilkes, I don't know what to tell you. You're missing out on one of the best shows in the platform. I mean, 7 days a week. This is prime time. That's this Saturday night. So we've covered Miranda and Maria. Yeah, I'd like to cover them both with a blanket and get them out of the competition. We're talking about the Pastor and the Patriot. Unbelievable. Next, another matchup that I'm interested in because it's the Olympic strongman who also has his own show here on the network. The world's strongest podcast, Olympian, world's strongest man, multi-champion, legend from the WWF, AEW, Japan, everywhere he's ever been. I don't have to run down his resume. I'll make it brief. Ken Patera. Since he's joined the network with the world's strongest podcast with Avi, it's been an unbelievable hit. The fans turn out in droves. And to have Ken, who still is a cantankerous old bastard. I'll say it. I don't know if I can say that and put it out there, but I said it anyway. Ken Patera is highly entertaining. But you know what? He's been rubbed the wrong way, and I don't know why anybody would do this. JC, you know I like you, JC. I've seen that you've also been here since day one. Heck, you were co-host for the review and preview show in your own minion type way with stuffed animals and props and characters. I mean, I don't use props and characters or nothing like that. I mean, look around. This is real, right? Right? Anyway, JC, so I'll give you credit. I'll give you a little bit of respect right there, JC. But I will say this. People have said the same about me. As a matter of fact, you said it to me. You kind of got a big mouth, homeboy. Let's see if you can back it up, because I'll back it up. I know I lost the first matchup, 2 out of 3. I get it. I'll be there Saturday night. I get that I lost. But it was a setup. It was a fix. It was a screw job. We're going to move on to that. But JC, you started out and went from the rip. You went 0 to 90, bro. You're supposed to let it bang up to about 20. Let it warm up a little bit. Get in there. Give it 2, 3, 4 minutes. Let it warm up. Let it hit passing gear, whatever. Get it out, get it up to 30, 40. You want to get it on the highway, 50, 60, before you bang it up to 80, 90, 100 miles an hour. But you had to go 180 at Ken Patera. I don't like your chances. This is a one I will say. I don't like your chances. And they're trying to listen to your promos. Can you take the marbles out of your mouth, JC? I'm not here to insult you because you're my buddy. I mean, I follow you. I love you, bro. Hey, JC, man. We're in this together, bro. I'm just telling you, the way you approached this first round, bro. And you know what? I will say, behind the scenes, JC, maybe you ought to stick to behind the scenes. I know I come up with my catchphrases. I don't want to use them too here because then Avi gets mad and he'll start saying GOC stands for get out clown, get out clown. And then I got to hear people in the background, certain viewers that, Kelly Coleman. Yeah, say ring a bell, Kelly Coleman. I see your comments, Kelly. How come you're not in the competition? You should bring a Tammy Golf Kahini in the competition, too. A lot of people got a lot to say in that chat room. I hear you, Gus Anselmo. I see you sticking up for me. Bruce Burrows, Dave Polino. I see different people out there. Jason Soares. I recognize all of yous. I see the people coming across with the good comments. Bob Arrowwood, Billy, boy out there. I see all the different people. I may be forgetting names. And if I do, I really don't care. Ken Patera. That's enough said about that. Remember in the world's strongest man bending the iron and bending it like I would bend the chains, or in the promos that he did for real with his back against the wall, holding the pickup truck as the wheels were spinning. Avi doesn't want me to get too intense. Let me calm down. Let me calm down. 24 minutes in here. Stand by. Don't go anywhere, because if you leave, you're really foolish. And if you do, it doesn't matter. Whether it's one person or 15 million people, I'm still going to do what I do. Next, again, no particular order here. This Saturday night, live, the Green Room. Avi Klein's the Green Room. You're not going to want to miss it. And of course, Pete from Sharpie will be there throwing in his biased opinion. All of a sudden, power hungry. All of a sudden, Pete, no disrespect. I mean, I got nothing against you. You voted against me twice. I don't want to talk about Elon Musk. I don't want to talk about SNL. It's all about timing. I get it. I love the sponsors. Sponsors, I love you. Maybe I could pitch for you someday. Yeah, you never know. Let me get back to the task at hand. Music Man and Sheila Doyle. Now, I got to be honest. I don't know a lot about Sheila Doyle. I'm getting to know a lot about the Doyles. I will say one thing. I get that Sheila's Mickey's sister. She's been on the show a couple of times. Represents herself. Seems to be a very nice lady. The Doyle's a historical, unbelievable family from up in the Detroit and the Michigan area. I have nothing. I don't know even why Mickey's got to get involved with all this. But who spells their name Sheilagh and calls themselves Sheila? You might as well say Shillelagh. Is Sheila short for Shillelagh? About Conor McGregor? Wait. I'm not trying to get crazy, but does Sheila stand for Shillelagh? Sheila Doyle against the Music Man. I don't know a lot about Sheila. I'm getting to know a lot about the Doyles, though. And ladies, please don't get involved in my business until I have to give you the old paintbrush during this tournament here, okay? And we'll leave it at that. And you're not even going to make it that far anyway. Stick to the family history. You're like the Hearts. I get it. Legendary family. That's it, Mickey. I'm going to leave it at that. So I like Sheila Doyle. Believe it or not, I can't even believe I'm saying this. The Music Man. What are you trying to be, the fake Undertaker? He's kind of a bully. He bullies that geek. What's his Odalak, Hauser, Odalak, Hauser. Whenever you got a first and second name, last name, first name, last name, first. Does it really matter? I'm not saying anything against Revenge of the Nerds. One of my greatest movies. Hey, listen, Andrew was just on this past week. Timothy Busfeld's been on. I love Revenge of the Nerds. I do. I've watched them all. The first and second ones are my favorite. Hey, listen. Nerds in Paradise, it doesn't get any better than that. So, no offense, but let's face it. He's a bully, he's a nerd, he's a geek. So, Odalak Hauser, Music Man, DJ, we're going to get on to him too. I sounded like Al Pacino there a little bit. A little bit. There's something going on here. I can't figure it out yet in the Green Room, but there's something going on. Music Man, Sheila Doyle, this Saturday night. I gotta believe Music Man won't even be able to see out of his hair. He looks like a fidget version of the Undertaker, and with the way he speaks, something's going on there. I'm not here. I'm giving you the good, the bad, and the ugly. And no offense to anybody. The good, the bad, and the ugly. Just as Jay Brony says, just saying. So Sheila Doyle, Music Man, something's going to happen here. I don't like the Green Room. You never know. Not only do you never know who's going to show up, you never know what's going to happen. Look what happened to the judge. So that's another match that's happening Saturday. That one right there alone, it's going to be like, you never know what could happen. That's the perfect example. Music Man. I've seen you. There's something familiar about there. We've been in the same circle somewhere before. Put it in the bank. What a perfect segue, because we're going on to the next guy, and I'm going to use it. I'm going to say it because it's a phrase I've been using for years. Another guy with the brain of a dehydrated BB. And that would be one. Again, no offense, Andrew, nerd, geek. Listen, I've been called worse myself. And the same thing. Hauser, Odalak Hauser, against a guy who, in my eyes, after seeing some of his videos and promos with the background of the Outback, I mean, unbelievable. Shannon Revell. Not only is he an unbelievable asset to the WWAB network, and social media in general, what he does for a living as a firefighter. Down under, good day, mate. He's larger than life. He's got hair like myself and El Duque. Very nice, chrome dome, rounded. He's got the long beard. He's got the nice Oakleys, a la the classics right here. And he's like this. I saw a video and a picture, and in the back you see everybody, the kangaroos and hyenas and the brush, and Shannon's like this. It's kind of like the guy from the insurance company that's riding out in the desert, the man and the machine, and Shannon Ravel. Crocodile Dundee has nothing on you, bro. So this right here is a joke. I hope some of these bouts are going to be bouts that it's not up to me. Avi pulls it out of the hat, and who knows where that's going. If he pulls you a picture, it's a 2 out of 3. And then he determines the categories, whether it be trivia, debate. That's right, I got a little something for the throat. The golden smog, you always got to be prepared. Got a little chapstick on, too. I don't use makeup. No? Back to the task at hand. So Shannon Ravel, unbelievable. And I will say this, and this is what a quote was from Shannon. If I have to remember it. Odalak is a bloke. Listen, impersonations, I can do it all. Few roos short in the top paddock. Good day, mate. I don't do that British or that Australian. A few, Hauser Odalak. Odalak Hauser, Shannon. A few roos short of on the top paddock. A strip on the barbie? What do you think, Shannon? Get back to me, because I know you're watching. And if not, I tagged you anyway. Next match. That's going to be an unbelievable matchup. Odalak, we got to weed out the competition. There's no way he could match up with a guy like Shannon Ravel. I'm looking forward to this one. Next matchup makes me want to have some Kentucky Fried Chicken or a shot of bourbon, and I don't drink. Davis Jubilee, and again, you know that I think my family all the way back has a history with good old Jimmy Beam Jubilee. Now, Davis, I've dealt with you before. I think you're distracted by Miss Dahlia. That's what I think, Davis Jubilee. But I'll give you credit because you can stumble, you rumble and mumble. It's like watching the Honeymooners. You're probably as old, if not older, Jackie Gleason. That's what I say. So Davis Jubilee might have actually hung out with Winston Churchill. Hopefully Churchill slapped you around a little bit, Jubilee. So he'll be on there, and if you smell baby powder when you see Davis Jubilee, that's not my fault. I've had my dealings with you, Jubilee, and again, there's something familiar about you. I'll give you credit. There's history, there's something going on. And DJ Hooja, the DJ, the freak, as I call him. Whoever said the freaks don't come out at night obviously haven't been around Howard Collato's apartment in the city. I'm just saying. Jay Brony, stop me. Jay! What, Jay Brony? Jay, are you up there? Jay's there. Jay Brony's listening. Listen, no chance. Davis Jubilee and DJ Hooja. What is this? A carny? Carnival? What's going on in this matchup? But there's no way that the DJ I don't know if he's on any sort of medication, and it's not bad that you are, or where he's coming from mentally, but there's a connection there, things that I sound familiar. And fans, if you don't pick this up and you don't notice this as someone who's been watching there, been there since day one, like I do, and like Jay Brony and a bunch of other guys that I know and the fans that I've mentioned, then you're not paying attention. I'm going to go, I said I wasn't going to give predictions, and I'm giving exactly that. I'm going Davis Jubilee. Unless some chicanery happens. There could be chicanery. Look what happened to the judge. He was pompous to the max, so to speak. You see what I did there? You guys know that I could rap, right? I said a M-A-S, a T-E-R, a G with a double E. I said I go by the unforgettable name of the man they call it Master G. Said my name is known all over the world. I tell the foxy ladies and the pretty girls are going down in history as the baddest brother there ever could be. I digress. I'm going Davis Jubilee. It ought to be a sideshow on this one. We go on to two people that I personally have an issue with, and I'm not trying to make this show about me, although it's my platform. This is my platform, but I'm. It's all about the WWAB in the green room, right? 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 Anyone? Bueller. R.G. James, what a funny guy, right guard James and Jessica. I'm gonna get back to you, R.G. Who are you trying to be? What are you trying to be there? You went from sponsor to guy behind the scenes to power man to now competitor. How's that feel? That's like being the general and now you're back down to buck private. Welcome to the competition, James, because I owe you one. You never gave me a chance, but we'll get back to you, right guard James. I got a couple of things to expose here because we have maintaining the truth with pretty Paul Roma. Obviously a legend. The guy jumps 85 feet in the air. Enough said. To unmasking the truth with Del Wilkes. And listen, he's the Patriot for a reason. To now exposing the truth. And that's going to be about you, R.G. James, Mr. Right Guard. Hey, listen, you were a sponsor. I was on the show while you were a sponsor, Kirkland Esquire, trying to help people. And I tried to help you. Anyway, you're going up against Jessica. So that's why I have a personal interest in this, Jessica. You're another one who I tried to help. You had issues with one Vanilla Fine Klein, Blue Fine Klein, Ice Blue Klein, Avi Klein, Vanilla Bean, so on and so forth. You get the gist. Hey, my boss, I love you. I love you, man. Come on, man. But you had a problem with him, Jessica, and I was willing to help you out, but I got rock blocked. Again. Same thing with James from right guard. I was rock blocked. Again. And that's one Rock Richards, who all of a sudden doesn't even have a first round matchup and advances to the second round. I said that in the opening. Go back and listen to the first 8 minutes of this show. Show number 3, talking about the green room on the WWAB network. We're going to run down a lineup in a minute when we get a quick intermission. 35 minutes in. Stay to the end. So this, Jessica, you had a grudge with Avi. I was willing to help you out. You blew me off because of Rock Richards. Okay. Don't think I forgot. You get in my way like I'm talking about Mickey's daughter and Mickey's sister, who I don't know. Again, I'll give them the benefit of the doubt, but the old paintbrush, the verbal paintbrush, if you know what I'm talking about. That goes from Miranda, Maria, Jessica, Sammy, Sheila, and Sally Kirkland, any female that's involved in this competition, whoever happens to come across. The verbal paintbrush. Get it? So, I want to get back to James. There's history between James and Avi. We all know, and it's well known if you've done your due diligence. Right, Avi? Due diligence. If you've done it and grabbed the bull by the horns, because it's all public information, it's all public knowledge, this is all out there. You could all be doing this on your own. I'm just letting you know. They go back. Pete tried to invest in Avi's first film some 20 years ago, long before Lionsgate, right, Avi? Tried to invest. He wanted nothing to do with them. You guys hooked up later, and look, a second chance, a chance of redemption, right? Redemption for James. Did I say Pete? James? I meant James. What? Go rewind the tape then, if you forgot. But James, the history there between you and Avi. There's a lot of history there. Tried to invest. I'm circling back and I'm repeating, but that's what I do here. So this personal matchup between Jessica and James is something that's going to be, I have a personal interest. I hope it's an elimination. I hope it's one and done. Another matchup that I hope is one and done. I'm trying to keep my opinions out, but I'm giving you the good, the bad, the ugly. Jessica's the good. I'm the bad, and James is the ugly. Does that make sense? I don't know. I'm trying to correlate it, but that's another matchup. Let's not forget the history between Pete from Sharpie and James also before I move on. Something happened a couple years ago in Sin City in Las Vegas. Something happened because it's a couple years later. James and Avi go back 20 years. Little rough patch, back together, another rough patch. Pete comes in after Pete and James met a couple years ago in Vegas. What's the connection? What is this, the hangover? What? Columbo, I'm not. But I will expose the truth one way or another. So that's an interesting matchup this Saturday night. Let's get on to who's going to be, in my opinion, before we get to the alleged main event, and then my own personal matchup. Don Morocco, the Magnificent One, the original Rock, from the Young Rock, former champion in the WWE, WWF, WWF, AWA, NWA, WCW, Mid-South, Florida, Japan, Hawaii, Mahalo, Pehea, Oi, Melehini, Kane, Pupule, Wiki Wiki, Mahalo, bro. Don Morocco, this is worth the price of admission alone. The Magnificent One, from making waves every Thursday night at 5 and sometimes 6, 5:30, depending on Hawaii time. Don, you never did answer Jay Brony's question about when he gets over to Oahu, where to stay on Waikiki. Don, Jay sent you a friend request and you have never answered. I realized it's snail mail or MySpace or Web TV and it's way out there on the North Shore, Sunset Beach. But you're on Oahu. Oh, Jay's going to be there. Where to stay? We don't... maybe we'll show up. Maybe we'll come to the North. Maybe we'll go surfing. We'll come over to your house. Don, come on, hanging and banging, as Avi says. Can you accept the friend request from Jay Brony? Could you give him some advice? Jay won't let me ask. Let Jay Brony ask on the chat. He won't let him ask where to stay. Oahu, Waikiki, Ohana. I'm just asking. Don Morocco will be there this Saturday night live. Twitch, Facebook, streaming on like 37 or 40 different pages. He's going to be there. That, to me, is the main event. But I can't worry about that because I have my own matchup. If you've been following me, who's going to be the mystery partner? Not the mystery partner. Who's the mystery opponent for Don Morocco? The WWE Hall of Famer. The legend. Again, as I said, the host with Avi Klein on Making Waves, which is tonight. Hopefully I'll get this up there. But it's on Thursday nights. Facebook and Twitter. I'm going back. Who will be the contestant? Avi springs up all kinds of things. Springs up all kinds of things. You see what happened last week, Michael Winslow. Andrew from Revenge of the Nerds and film and theater. A lot of announcements. Stay tuned. So I'm going to move on to that because now we're going to talk about I'm already down 1-0. All right, we're not even 45 minutes yet. Don't go anywhere. I'm down 1-0 to Pinocchio Joe. Hey, listen. I'm not going to talk about the Doyles. They're not in the competition right now against me. And Mickey's home rehabbing. I send him well wishes, Don't think I got an issue with him. He came at me first. He fired the first shot. The correlation. Guilty by association. Hey, listen. Let me break it down to you this way. I'm going to break it down for those that have the brain of a turnbuckle, wrestling with anything but. You're in a nightclub, a restaurant, the mall. I don't care where you are. 3 women come walking in. Now, 2 out of the 3, 2 out of the 3 maybe you had relationships with, or a couple of adult beverages, or maybe you went to the gym together, but you know them. So without knowing the third lady, and maybe this is where I could be wrong, you know my background in law enforcement, and I'm a people watcher, and I observe, report, and then act. You're going to assume, and again, be careful when you follow the masses because sometimes the M is silent, that perhaps the third person with that person is going to be like those 2. Right? Good assumption. Don't birds of a feather flock together? That's my point. That's my point. That's where I talk about the Doyles, Pinocchio Joe, and who fired the first shot. So Pinocchio Joe, who showed up, and Pete, you voted for him twice. Avi voted for him once. You gave me 2 weak promos and categories to pick from. I watched all the other matchups. Jay reported back to me on all the other matchups. Unbelievable trivia, debate, improvisation, whatever. I got the opportunity to do what? Cut a promo on a guy that I know nothing about except he's nameless, faceless, and is associated with the Doyles. And he has something that I'll respect, and I'll give you credit, Pinocchio Joe. For what you could hear from you through the mask, you sounded like you're intelligent and well-spoken, and I found out and did some research on you. You got a background in law enforcement, so I'll even call you brother. But you know what happens when brothers get together, right? So you're up 1-0. Maybe I overestimated. No. I didn't overestimate you, and now I know better. I went at you and you exposed nothing. Again, I've said it. I laid myself out there because I hide nothing. Bring it on. I don't like to say that to people, but if you want to climb up this ladder to the green room, because this is a battle of wits, and I'll respect you because we might have been in the same field, maybe even the same circles. You know what I mean? So when it comes to this Saturday night, although I'm down 1-0, okay, I'm this much worried. But look around. I'm not that worried. And Pinocchio Joe, this Saturday night, no matter where we are in this 10 matchups, I don't know where we're going to be, but I know that we're back for a reason. We're back for a reason. Not only because we competed against Elon Musk and SNL, which we won. Thank you, Chaos. Thanks for letting me know, Jay. Pinocchio Joe, you had Pete from Sharpie on your side. Avi, obviously there's something going on. Avi, obviously, you get that? Avi, obviously, has something going on that I don't know about. I feel like maybe I'm in a baseball field, I'm out in left field, and I'm standing there, I'm looking at the plate, and I'm watching the game, and out of nowhere, from the back of me comes a baseball. Boom, boom. Like all the shots I took in the head in my wrestling career, law enforcement career, and behind the walls. That's what I feel like sometimes with Avi. So, but that's neither here nor there because I have to focus on Pinocchio Joe in the tournament. And then once I win this tournament, then maybe Avi will respect me enough to put me on his level of and it's not about you, Avi, but in order to get respect, you have to start with respecting yourself. Once you do that, you open other people's minds to respecting you. And I'm saying that to say this. That's what's happening in my matchup this Saturday night on the green room. I'm down 1-0, but I'm not going anywhere, and it's going to be a long, hot summer. Pinocchio Joe, you stepped up to the task. Unveil yourself. You're so proud of yourself. You're cheering yourself on. This big guy, you look like a little cheerleader now, okay? I say what I say. I walk loudly, I talk loudly, and I carry a loud stick, and I'll back it up any way necessary. Win if you can, lose if you must, but always cheat. And there's 3 types of people in this world: those who don't know what happened, those who wonder what happened, and people like the Guardian of Chaos on the green room who make things happen. That's enough. Let's get on to, I said Don Morocco is the main event. There's no 2 ways about that. Here's one for the record books because of the history and because of his promos with popcorn and soda pop, and I referenced it earlier, and his upbeatness and his claims of incarceration and everything else that went on in his life. But one talented guy, I've learned a lot. I respect you to a point. And that's one David Holliday, because you have your hands full. Although I will say your opponent, Jamie Sparling, certainly may be a tough guy in life, I'll give him credit for that. Seems like a stand-up guy, a guy I'd like to hang around with in a pub or a restaurant or break bread with. So I'll give you credit. And you guys have a history. I understand that. But Jamie, your social media work and your game there, let's hope you bring a lot better to the table than you do in your social media life in this day and age. And I know I'm one to talk. Who am I to judge? I get it. But Jamie, the donkey, jackass, with that photo on your social media, that's and on the green room, that's the best you can come up with, is to call David Holliday a multi-talented actor, theater, whether it was on Broadway, off Broadway, or in his basement. David Holliday's a true talent. Let's recognize that. He's one of the originals. You talk about the SNL primetime players, the originals. We know who they are. David Holliday, Howard Collado, Mickey Doyle, Avi Klein. They started this. I'm just saying. That's the fact of it. And I'll say that to say this because I tell it like it is. So, Jamie, you have your hands full, and I get it that you're spending a lot of time with jackasses, and you better be ready this Saturday night, because David Holliday is energy and passion and dedication and talent personified. His promos are excellent, and you know what, David Holliday? Even though you got screwed and you're an original and you're a PT player, whatever you want to phrase, whatever I'm stealing, plagiarizing, I don't care. I've been banned by everyone. I don't care about that. You called and you voted for me a couple of times. So I appreciate that, because recognize talent and mutual respect. I'll give you some credit. But in your promo, if anybody picked up on this, because I did, if anybody picks up on anything, you called the fans peons and losers. And that's a fact, and that's a quote. So fans of the WWAB network and fellow competitors, and you see the pompous and arrogance and all the different narcissistic behavior and disrespect towards the pro wrestling industry, and now towards the fans and fellow competitors that David Holliday is. Do you see that? Now, Holliday, I like and respect you. Hey, man, I may have your back, but man, you better tone it down. And you're lucky you're meeting Jamie Sparling now in a battle of wits, because I get the feeling if we ever went to a physical challenge, whether it be push-ups or burpees or maybe some sort of demonstration, I think Jamie would open up a can of whoop ass on David Holliday. So you disrespected the fans, you disrespected the pro wrestling community and your fellow competitors. See, unlike the Guardian of Chaos, I never disrespected the fans. And let's circle back a la Jen Psaki. I don't even know why I want to mention her name, though, the press house secretary. Will this get shut? No, I don't think it will. But I'm going to use that as a reference. The fans officially, and I've said it before and I'll say it again, and I want to end off the show on this before I get out of here. We're 52 minutes in. I want to keep this under an hour. I officially won round one. The fans had their voice. They voted. Pete voted for Pinocchio Joe. Avi voted for yours truly, begrudgingly. That's what I have to work against. And then the fans came forth and came forward, including my good friend Dr. Dick Nasty, and they voted for me. Thank you, Jay Brony. Thank you, fans. I officially won. And then Joe puts up a protest, said that I was yammering. No, I was telling it like it is, because no one could hear you behind the mask and the hat and the glasses. So I want this on record before we get out here. I won. Avi said it. Put it in the books. You said it. It's under protest no matter what happens this Saturday night. This is under protest. The green room is under protest, whether I win or lose. A travesty of justice is already in there. And I'm not setting anything up, because I will win this Saturday night. And then I'll see you in the future in this first round. Whoever my opponent is, it doesn't matter for any of the competitors. They're all going to drop by. You know what Bully Ray said to me 25 years ago. You know Bully Ray, Busted Open Radio. Mark Henry, Busted Open Radio, who's in this competition. Well, one of his co-hosts said to me 25 years ago, at least a couple of times, and I'm proud of this, give the Guardian of Chaos 7 spots and he'll screw up 6 of them. I consider that a compliment. He's a 2-time Hall of Famer. WWE, TNA, perhaps the best tag team wrestler in the world, in history. So I consider that a compliment. So that sometimes I stumble. But this is what you would get on the show, The Green Room. Who else can do this? Rich Mazzotti's a talented guy. Duke, let all these guys have their own platforms. We know that, and I'm going to run that down before we get out of here. Very talented people. But can they do this? I can do this 7 days a week like Avi Klein. I can do this an hour, 2 hour, 3 hours, 4 hours a day. This is what I'm built for. But let's get back to David Holliday and Jamie Sparling. The so-called main event, according to Hats. Just remember, fans, as I just spoke about how you guys officially made the GOC win against Pinocchio Joe. David Holliday called just losers and peons. So remember that this Saturday night against Jamie Sparling. Now, I don't know what Jamie's going to bring to the table. I've seen him on there before. Seems like an intelligent guy. David Holliday, you're one of the originals. I salute you. You're one of the Final Four favorites, too. Like I said earlier about Duke. The Vegas odds. Check them out. They're on there. They're out there. The Mirage, the Bellagio, Caesars, wherever they have the sports book. Trust me, they're out there. Jay Brony gets me that information. So that's what you have coming up. 10 matchups, plus who knows what else is in store, as they say in the wrestling business. And I know it's wrestling with anything but. On the WWAB network, every Saturday night, live, streaming, Twitch, Facebook, all social media platforms. But I'll say that to say this. You're not going to want to miss this Saturday night. Anything could happen. Cards subject to change. But Avi Klein brings it to the table 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, or as I like to say, 26 hours a day, 9 days a week. Monday, World's Strongest Podcast at 6 p.m. with Ken Patera. Tuesday, The Double Dip, Breaking the Ice with Glacier Ray Lloyd. And, of course, Face Value with Bill DeMott and the Carrie Ann DeMott Foundation. Wednesdays, Maintaining the Truth with Pretty Paul Roma. Thursdays, Making Waves with Don Morocco. Fridays, Road to Recovery, perhaps the most important show on the network, with Duke the Dumpster Drosy. Sunday, Unmasking the Truth with the Patriot Del Wilkes. And then, of course, the hottest, fastest, rising, growing movement in the entertainment industry. The opportunity of a lifetime. The Green Room, every Saturday night, live at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Avi Klein, no matter what happens between you and I, if anything, you're a genius. And fans, I ran through the whole lineup on what's going to happen this Saturday night. If you're not there, you're missing the boat. The Guardian of Chaos will be there, but it's not about me. And I still find it crazy that I'm the only one that's going into the 2 out of 3 matchup that's scheduled 2 weeks in a row. A lot of coincidence, Pete from Sharpie, Avi, certain competitors, people accusing me of different things with Duke the Dumpster Drosy, Rock Richards, Elon Musk, SNL. Let's see what happens. Stay tuned. You're not going to want to miss it. And then next week, I'll have another review and preview show to continue to go throughout May Madness for the Green Room to determine who's going to be the host. It may not be me, but I'm not going anywhere, and I'm going to be the toughest out of this competition, even though I'm down 1-0. No one will outwork me, and no, I'm not stealing from anyone. That's the facts. Nobody will outwork the Guardian of Chaos. So I hope you enjoyed this. Like it, share it, view it, because I know you're all listening. And we'll get on to the next first round matchups. There's a lot of people I haven't even talked about yet. There's a lot of competitors that haven't even been exposed yet, haven't even been announced yet. But I'm listening, I'm watching. Step up or step up or step in, because there ain't no half stepping. Wait. Did that sound right? Did I get that right? Are you guys still there? Can we edit that out? I said stepping and I said stepping twice, or step on something. Anyone? Hey, can we edit that out?